welcome back to another episode of Tales of Olympus, the podcast where we dive into the wildest, most dramatic, and sometimes just downright unbelievable stories from Greek mythology. And I'm Ariel your guide through all the godly gossip, legendary love stories, and of course, epic adventures. And if you're new here, welcome. You just joined a community of mythology fans who love hearing these stories told in a fun and modern way. Make sure to check out our past episodes because trust me, the gods are never boring. And they have a lot of tea to spill. And today's episode, as I promised you like 2 weeks before, a hero adventure is coming back. Today's episode is about a hero who literally slayed one of the most terrifying monsters in all of mythology. A guy, whose name would one day inspire a certain Percy Jackson. Let's talk about Perseus, the original monster hunter of the gods. Now, who is Perseus? Perseus' life began the way so many Greek hero myths do, with a prophecy, with a locked up princess, and with Zeus being Zeus. Our story starts, as I was saying, our story starts with a king, a very kingly king of Argos. This starts with King Acrisius, who had one daughter, Danae, and no sons to inherit the throne. He was getting older and desperate, so he did what many ancient Greek kings did. He visited the oracle, and the oracle was totally like, "Yeah, bad news. Your daughter will have a son and he will kill you." And Acrisius freaked out. So what does he do? Raise Danae with love and wisdom? Nope. He locks her in a bronze tower underground, sealed tight with no way in or out, except for a tiny hole in the ceiling. But Zeus, the king of the gods, looked down from Olympus and saw Danae alone in that tower, and because Zeus never minds rules or boundaries, he turned it into a shimmering golden light, a literal golden shower, and slipped through the roof. And let's skip the details, and boom, baby Perseus, half god, half human, hero in the making. And when Acrisius found out Danae had given birth anyways, he was furious. But he didn't want to make the gods mad by killing them outright. So he did something almost as bad. He locked Danae and baby Perseus in a wooden chest and tossed them into the ocean. Such a great grandpa, huh? But the sea carried them safely to the island of Seriphos, where a kind fisherman named Dictys took them in and raised Perseus like a son. Just for fun fact, the sea carried them safely to the island only because Zeus begged Poseidon to do that. Okay, so let's recap. Prophecy of Doom, check. Magic glowing dad, check. Tossed into a sea in a box, check. From the moment he was born, Perseus was destined for drama, danger, and epicness. So what makes Perseus one of the greatest heroes in Greek mythology? Well, first of all, he has demigod strength, thanks to Zeus, and he has courage and brains. He's one of the few heroes who used strategy and not just muscles. And monster slayer status. He killed Medusa. Handled, and sea monsters are too easy. And he's loyal and kind. He saves people, keeps his word, and doesn't brag about it every 5 minutes. And the best part, he actually gets a happy ending. No tragic death, no curse, no turning into a flower or a star or a constellation. Just peace, family, and a legacy that lives on. And so we already know Perseus had a crazy origin story. Locked up mom, golden dad, dramatic grandpa, rescued by a fisherman. But now let's get into what made him a legend. It all starts with trouble on the island of Seriphos. The local king, Polydectes, was a creepy dude who wanted to force Danae, Perseus' mother, to marry him. And Danae didn't want to, and Perseus was not having it. So Polydectes played a little trick. He pretended to throw a fancy party where everyone had to bring him a gift. When Perseus showed up empty handed, Polydectes told him that, "Oh, you don't have a gift, huh? Then bring me the head of Medusa." Medusa, the Gorgon, with snakes for hair and a stare that turns you into stone. She was one of the three Gorgon sisters, but she was the only one who was mortal. Still, it was basically a death sentence. But Perseus wasn't going down without a fight. And luckily, he got a little help from the gods. Athena gave him a shiny bronze shield so he could see Medusa's reflection and not get turned to stone. Hermes, on the other hand, gave him a adamantine sword, super sharp and super cool, and winged sandals so he could fly. And Athena also gave him a magical kibisis. It's a special pouch to carry Medusa's head safely. But Perseus didn't know that, and he also got a invisibility helmet from her Hades to make him invisible. But, you know, a pouch compared to the other gifts seems to be pretty normal. But he didn't want to be rude to Athena, so he just said thanks. Like, now he had godly gear. Like, dang, it's giving. Video game upgrade mode unlocked. The showdown. Now, let's continue to the showdown. Perseus now flew across the world to a creepy, misty land where the Gorgons slept among piles of stone statues, aka their victims. Using the shield as a mirror, Perseus sneaked up to Medusa while she slept. Medusa woke up in the nick of time, but not before Perseus swiped at her head and clean sliced one head, snakes and all. From her neck, the winged horse, Pegasus, and a demigod named Chrysaor leaped out from her neck, like literally, because Greek mythology is wild. And why do people say that Pegasus and Chrysaor are Poseidon's kids? Oh, because Poseidon actually fell in love with Medusa once. Sorry for that audio part. And they had two sons, Pegasus and Chrysaor. And then Perseus stuffed the head into the pouch without looking, turned invisible, and got out of there fast before the other Gorgons could find him. And mission complete. And on his way home, Perseus flew over Ethiopia, where he saw a girl chained to a rock by the sea. Her name was Andromeda, and she was being sacrificed to a sea monster because her mother bragged too much about her beauty. Classic Greek mom problem. And Perseus fell in love at first sight, of course, and said, if I save her, can I marry her? And the people were like, don't, or city will be like, keep being tormented. And so Perseus walked up to Andromeda on the cliffside and told her that he was here to save her. And Andromeda, being the brave princess she is, said that she actually volunteered. No, she didn't volunteer. It was all because of a prophecy. And her father. Now, let me just start from the beginning so you won't get so confused. Now, Ethiopia, one of the kings and the people had angered Poseidon. And so Poseidon sent a horrible sea monster to attack Ethiopia. And so the king, Andromeda's dad, went to the Oracle of Delphi and asked for advice, and the oracle said that he had to sacrifice his daughter, and Poseidon wouldn't send the sea monster. And so Andromeda faced her fate and got chained. And then, so Perseus, anyways, fought the monster, turned it to stone with Medusa's head, and married Andromeda. A hero, a sea monster, and a rock solid love story. And when Perseus got back to Seriphos, he found that King Polydectes had been awful to Danae the whole time. So Perseus was like, okay, let's end this. He pulled out Medusa's head and turned the entire royal court to stone. Bye bye, Polydectes. Perseus made Dictys the new king. We love a loyal fisherman. And returned the magical items to the gods and took Andromeda to live happily ever after in Argos. And now here's the twist you've been waiting for. In Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Percy's full name is Perseus Jackson, because his mom, Sally Jackson, named him ever Perseus. One of the only heroes in Greek mythology who actually got a happy ending. He didn't die in battle, he didn't lose everything, and he didn't turn evil or get cursed. Perseus got the girl, the victory, the peace, and the respect of the gods, just like Percy. And now that's the story of Perseus, the monster slaying, princess saving, snakehead wielding hero of ancient Greek. If you like this episode, don't forget to check out the others on Tales of Olympus. We've got everything from jealous goddesses to tragic lovers to Olympians behaving badly. And I'm Ariel, your mythology loving host. And as always, my name is Ariel. I'm 11 years old, and I will see you next episode.